We are back, baby. What is going on? Happy Monday to everybody, and welcome back to the Extras. Still making sure I'm all set up here. Looks like you can hear me. That's good. We got music. KO says, I wish we had hold music. I wish you did too. I don't know how to do that. The only thing I've ever seen is like sometimes there's like a countdown thing that happens. I don't know how to do all that, so I'll look into that. I'll look into hold music. I guess I could always start the stream and just play music. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. Looks like Nance was first in chat. Appreciate you, Nance. Birthday boy made it in first. Happy birthday to Nance. He's turning 29 again. And like we all are, we're all 29. So happy 29th to Nance. Becky in there second. Appreciate you, Becky. Hope you had a great weekend. She says, I let you be first because it's your birthday. Well, that's really sweet of you. That's really nice. Nance, I hope you made it back home. Yeah, it seems like you are. Unless you're coming to us live from Pizza Hut. KO says, what a burger, people. I wish we had hold music. How's everybody doing today? I will look into that hold music. I hope you are doing well today. Hope you had a good weekend. I know your weekend is kind of in the middle of the week, so the weekend is pretty busy for you, so. Black Magic in the chat. He says, yo, what is going on, Black Magic? Hope you had a good weekend, too. Probably headed to the gym. Hummingbird Kisses in there as well. She says, hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well. And, oh, awesome. Hey, everything is working. Hold on. I don't know what happened to my little thing that tells me if I go offline. Need that just in case, right? There it is. Okay. It says excellent. We love excellent. Nance says 29 plus 7. That's right. We just keep turning 29 over and over again, my dude. That is how we do it. Oh my gosh. So, the thing that spawned this topic today was actually a video from Marky where he follows this story that admittedly, when the video came out, I did not click on it right away, but man, I went back, listened to it later, and I actually was heated for this person. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's the point of this. Maybe it's like wedding rage bait or something, but like, man, this wedding stuff is getting out of control. I figured we got to talk about it. We probably have talked about it a bunch, but you know, this is a recent one, and all of the clips I pulled are all recent from the past 3 months. Black Magic says, I took Hummingbird to a Suns game yesterday. We had a blast. No gym today. My body needs a day off, so I'm going to listen to it. Hey, that's a smart thing. Just as important as the workout is the recovery, you know? We can't push ourselves too hard. But that's awesome. You went to the Suns game. That sounds really fun. And you guys are getting that nice hot heat is already appeared for you guys. We're getting teased with it. Like, we have like a 70-degree day, and then it's right back to snow again. So I'm waiting for the warm up here, but I am ready for it. I have never been to an NBA game. I bet that's a fun time. It's probably a cool, like, environment to be in. Did you place any bets? Were you on DraftKings while you're there at the game? Like, I don't know. I don't know if that's the thing you do. I see a lot of people online talking about DraftKings in the context of basketball, so I don't know. I don't know enough about basketball to ever make money betting at it, but it seems like a lot of people do, or at least they want us to think they do. He says no bets. Okay, good. That's good. I'm working on a stream about that, about how DraftKings and FanDuel are ruining sports. But, okay. So today we will start off with the Markey story, okay? And this girl owes thousands of dollars for a wedding that's not even gonna happen, okay? Now, I understand cancellation fees. I understand contracts. I understand deposits. I understand all that. But I do not understand this. So let's have Markey set it up here. If you don't know him, that's the Markey channel. M-A-R-K-I-E. Hit the right button. Boom. And this video is called Bride Calls Out Wedding Venue After $17,000 Cancellation Fee. Oh, just that title. Oh my gosh. All right, hold on. We got to make sure. That... Oh yeah, he's still here. Okay, he's working. And we got to make sure our sounds are working in case we got to,
Wait, what?
Yeah, there we go. In case we got to do a cake break.
Wowza.
They 100% are ruining sports. I agree. Yes. I didn't know if it said ruining or running at first, and both are true. KO says, "Oh my god, I was just talking about crazy wedding stuff today." Yeah, you made the right move getting married years ago when it was actually affordable to have a wedding. But as you're about to see, not having the wedding costs $17,000 to this creator called Big Al on TikTok.
Main person to be aware of here is a user called Big Al or Alyssa. And here's the venue that Alyssa has recently called out. It's Villa Terrace in Milwaukee. That's how you pronounce it, right? Milwaukee? I feel like it sounds a bit weird in my accent.
Milwaukee.
Yeah, that just doesn't work with my accent, does it?
Oh, it's okay,
Villa
Markey.
Terrace
We
in
love
Milwaukee.
the accent.
But yeah, either way, we can see some pictures here of the venue. Looks like a lovely place, but as we also...
I love when he does the story about tattoos and the way he says... I love the way he says tattoo, and then there's always a million people in the comments correcting the way he says it.
Find out it is very expensive. And straight away, when we watch Alyssa's first video, we can see that she is very upset with this venue. And in fact, she mentions like she can't wait to drag this venue.
My name is Alyssa. I'm a 2026 bride trying to get married in July, 5 months away, and I had to cancel my freaking wedding. So let's get into it. I am just so excited to drag this fucking wedding venue.
And then we hear a bit of a backstory. So Alyssa and her fiance went to go and look at this.
Meech in the house. She says, "Happy Monday, y'all." Markey pronouncing Milwaukee is amazing. Yes, I think if it was spelled differently, it would be way easier for him to read, you know?
This venue, they fell in love with it, and they thought, you know what, this is where we're gonna have our wedding. And at first, the pricing seemed pretty good, right?
Midwestern cities aren't meant to be pronounced by Brits. Yes, I know, right? That's so true.
So for food and beverages, the minimum was $3,000. And compared to other
out
venues
there
that
that
Alyssa
even
had looked
I
at,
am
this
like,
actually
what?
seemed like a good price.
And we saw it and we immediately fell in love with it, and we said, you know what, we're getting married one time, like this is our day, like we're gonna put the money in for it. And that's that. We still said yes. We said yes because when we were looking at the proposal at the time, it said that that was including the food and beverage. Food and beverage was a $3,000 minimum. In our opinion, that was a steal considering that other venues were quoting us $30,000.
Yeah, so like...
Okay, so this is not the point of the story, but can we talk about this for a second? $3,000 food and beverage, or $3,000 beverage minimum doesn't sound like crazy. $30,000 minimum for beverage? Just for beverage? Get out of here, dude. I can't. Like, what are you possibly serving in beverages that it costs that much
Like
money?
Alyssa just mentioned, this is for food and beverages, the $3,000 minimum. We later find out that the total was going to be around $20,000. That is what they expected. And that's obviously including, like, the venue itself. Now, Alyssa just mentioned in this video that she is aware that it is a minimum, right? So you probably expected to go up a little bit, but she thought it would only go up maybe like a couple $1,000s. And with the agreement that Alyssa and her fiance had signed, it meant that if they actually cancelled, they would have to pay 50% of the total price. 50% of $20,000, of course, being $10,000. So that's what they expected. Now, one thing that becomes very clear watching this video is that they didn't go like too far into like the process, right? There's still like 5 months out of the wedding at this point. Alyssa mentions that the only thing that they had really done at this point was actually a menu testing. And it's actually after this menu testing that things started to go wrong.
Okay, so if you're following along, all they have done, the venue, all they've done, okay, is they have done a menu test and they generated a proposal for $20,000, okay? Now, I know that we need to pay the proposal writer, okay? I get that. I get that doing the taste test is not free. I'm with you, man. I'm there, okay? But to do a taste test and write a proposal, what are we in, a $500, $1,000 so far? But you're about to find out it's a little more. Akeo says, oh my god, we did $8,000 for food. Who has $30,000 for that shrimp? $30,000, this is just for beverage. That was for beverage. I don't know how you're getting 30. I don't know who's doing 30,000 for beverage, but okay. I'm so confused, but okay. Maybe she explains why it's 30. Or it was so much money at the other.
So they chose the food that they thought would be good for the wedding, and then they end up getting a new proposal based on the choices that they had made.
We get this new proposal back a week later, $26,000 for 70 guests.
Now. Okay. It's gone up from 20 to 26.
Yeah, let's actually do the maths on that. I'm definitely gonna have to use a calculator because my brain doesn't work that well, but
Bro, $26,000. Okay? So, $20,000 for 70 guests would have been $285 a person.
just bear with me a second. $371 per guest.
So
for food and
$371.
That seems a bit pricey, doesn't it? But of course, some places just are pricey, right? It's a wedding, it's a very expensive thing. But when
$371 a person for 70 guests. Okay, this includes the venue cost. Okay, I get that.
The minimum price is $3,000.
Lord have
you also
mercy,
don't expect
please.
it to then be $26,000.
Please tell me why.
And in fact, following this, Alyssa mentions that they went back to look at the choices that they had made, tried doing it for like the cheapest they possibly could, and it only went down like $5,000.
Brayden created a tracker and he was going through all the options, and then we got to the bare minimum, down to the bones of what we needed, as like it was necessary and it was mandatory, like that we had to have this stuff. It only brought down $5,000. So we're like, you know what?
So then you're still at $21,000 for 70 people.
A million other things in our personal lives that are going on right now that are massively affecting this. Massively. On top of that, we want to buy our first home as well. And this just is not allowing us to do that. So we're like, you know what? As much as we don't want to, we have to back out. We can't do this. And I am not ashamed to say that. I would much rather not be in debt over all of that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame them at all, right? They obviously had a number in mind. They were told that it was going to be in and around that number, and clearly it wasn't. And I mean, if this is completely accurate, right, the bare minimum was $21,000, I'm not really sure how you would even get close to the $3,000 minimum. Maybe that minimum wasn't taken into account like how many guests you would have, so maybe you would only be able to have like 5 guests or something, but either way, obviously the numbers were very different, and especially when you add everything together. So like I mentioned earlier, Alyssa thought that the total price was going to be around $20,000. With this new proposal, it was actually going to be around $50,000.
This came
Whoa, 50,000. So this is 26,000 on top of the 20,000?
out to about $50,000 just for the venue and the food and beverage. That's not including all our other vendors. That's not including my dress. We said, no, sorry.
Down payment on a
We
house.
emailed the little event
What are you
coordinator. We're
talking
like,
about?
hey, we cannot do this. I'm so sorry. But for personal reasons and financial reasons, we have to say no.
But it's now at this point that things start to get even worse, because like Alyssa mentioned...
Now, I honestly don't think that she said for personal and financial reasons we have to cancel our wedding. No, the reason is the greed of this venue facility is why she had to cancel her wedding. Absolutely insane. I don't know if they've mentioned it yet, but she's already given them $10,000, which is half of the original proposal, which she signed for about $20K. Okay? So she already gave them 10 grand. All they did was a taste testing, and they sent her a proposal that said, give us 50 grand. Okay? This is... Oh, man. Okay. I'm trying not to get mad. KO says... Okay, hold on. We just... switch back here. What? Oh my god. I had 140 people. I feel like I got an extra value now back when they were affordable. Courthouse, here we come. Dude, so KO had paid $8,000 for food for 140 people, exactly double the size of this woman's wedding. So, KO, you being here, this is actually going to be really interesting information to hear, because your wedding was twice the size of hers, and you paid half, less than half, of what she was originally going to pay on the original $20,000 quote, which includes the venue and the food and the beverage. And then somehow they give another quote for an additional $26,000. I don't get that. I don't know what's happening. $50,000 from $20,000 is quite a jump. Becky says, we got married at a small church that my dad cut the grass for. This is distracting me, sorry. Had some corner store fried chicken. Afterwards, had some corner store fried chicken afterwards, and that was it. My dress was the most expensive thing. I think it was $1,000. That's awesome. Nothing wrong with a budget wedding. I've been to a bunch of them. It's fantastic. Because it's affordable for everyone. The guests included. We'll talk about that in a little bit. It's not just the bride and groom and family who are paying a lot of money for these weddings. It's all the guests and the maids of honor and the bridesmaids, all of that stuff. Meech says, shame on this venue. The event planner should have asked what their budget was before they continued with the contract. This was low-key predatory. This is what I'm saying. This is a borderline scam that they're running, and I'm wondering how many other people they've done this to, because this is insane. Insane. And the people who are financially able to pay these prices and would just pay it without asking, that's, even still, it doesn't make it right. This is absolutely nuts. The bride and groom should also have put an eyebrow up and been questioning the price, and should have asked what their average per person cost is at this venue. Yes, that's true. That is absolutely true. I think they could have done a little bit more research, but I don't know. I don't know how many venues are in her area. I don't know how much research they did. Maybe all the reviews at this place are fantastic, but to me, that just sounds absolutely gross. KO says, that sounds precious, Becky. Yes, Elmo forever. That's right. It was nothing big. I tried going to the courthouse. Oh, okay. Well, you ended up having a little... That's okay. That's awesome. I love that. I love having an informal little... Dude, I've been to a couple weddings like that. Several, actually. And it was so much fun. KO says, my dress was one from the bridesmaids dress section. Hey, there you go. Save a little dough there. Becky says, I got my dress a few months after getting engaged, but we didn't get married until like 5 years later. Oh my gosh, had to get that dress dry cleaned up. Oh my goodness. That's funny. Okay, so let's see how this
mentioned
works
earlier,
out
she
here.
would have to pay 50% if she was to cancel. Now, at the time when Alyssa agreed to this, she obviously thought the total price was going
50% if you cancel. 50% of 50 grand.
to be $20,000, meaning if she was to
Get
cancel, she had to
outta
pay
here.
$10,000. Now, in this video, Alyssa mentions that she's already paid around $10,000 for this venue, so she was only expecting to have to pay maybe like a few $100s more, but then the venue actually got back in touch with Alyssa and said that she owes them $7,000 more.
The event coordinator says we need to be paying on this new proposal. So with this new proposal, we would owe an additional $7,000.
The new proposal that she did not approve or sign on, by the way. This new proposal is the whole reason she had to cancel her wedding. And they're charging her an additional $7,000. Not like, hey, we're going to give you your 10 grand back, or we're going to give you 9 grand back because all we did was a menu test and wrote 2 proposals for you. But holy, the absolute, the audacity to ask for more money, $7,000 more when you'd already conned this girl out of 10 grand. That's disgusting to me.
$1,000 versus the old original contract, we would only owe about $100. So $100 to $7,000.
This is a young family just
that's
trying
a
to start out,
difference.
and they're like,
So
you
can
know
somebody
what?
Please make it make
we can
sense
rob
on
them
how
for more
I have
than
to
we
pay
are.
an additional
Like,
$7,000 for a proposal that has not been signed. How am I responsible for that additional amount of money?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense at
Exactly.
all. Obviously, a company should not be able to do that, right? If you sign
Lawsuit
an agreement
time.
to say, right,
It's
I'm going to have to pay
lawsuit time.
50% off this original price, $20,000, they can't just come to you later with like a new price that is a lot more money. And then when you inevitably like decline that, they're like, oh, you know what? Now you owe us 50% of this price. No, obviously you pay on the amount that you agreed on. But apparently that's what's
Scam.
happened here. And Alyssa mentions like the agreement that she made originally was a contract. This new number is from a proposal that she hasn't signed. Now, obviously bearing that in mind, like if this did go further legally, like if it went to court, and if what Alyssa is saying is like fully accurate here, like she didn't sign anything based on this new price, it seems like a clear-cut win in court, right?
Yeah,
but you
she
obviously
would
don't
only
want
have
it to
to-
go that far, right? You don't want to have to go to court to explain that I shouldn't.
Right, and she would technically, like legally, she would be liable for that 50% because she did sign on that original proposal knowing that she would have to forfeit 50%. But I still, even though she signed that, I still feel like it's extortionary or predatory as well. Like Meech was saying, it's predatory. Absolutely. And KO says it's predatory. It just needed some cleaning and altering, which was a couple $100. Oh, my dress was the least expensive thing since I wore my grandmother's wedding dress. Oh, see, man, I love that. That's fantastic. That is fantastic. KO says, I bet they do this on purpose because they sunk so much in already. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, like they already gave us 10,000. I bet we could get another 25 out of them. Like, what kind of just a horrible, I don't know. Like you're already trying to profit off of what's supposed to be the happiest day of someone's life. And now you want an additional 7 grand. You want 17 grand in order to do a taste test and tell someone how much their wedding is going to cost. That's $17,000. Okay.
have to pay this amount of money that I haven't agreed to. And yeah, watch this video. Clearly, Alyssa is very confused.
We're canceling. We're not utilizing the place. You're not even shutting the place down for us. We have to wait for you to close in order for us to set up and get married.
This is an important detail, because I understand having a cancellation fee because they're holding the date open for your event. But if they weren't even allowed to use the venue until after they had closed for the day, they weren't going to be out money anyway. They weren't out of a slot anyway. KO says, hit the like button, bacon strips. Absolutely. Like button, oh my goodness. Okay, here we go.
Like, you're not losing any money.
Yeah.
You're gaining it. I'm losing.
Yeah.
Make it make
lost
sense.
10 Gs.
So, if you get
took
anything
10
from this
Gs
video,
from a
just
kid.
know to not book with Villa Terrace. Like, the amount of money that you're paying to get married in Wisconsin?
She calls him out, and she's got the flame of Wisconsin. I love it. I love it. Call him out. Bella Terrace. Get him.
Like, the amount of money that you're paying to get married in Wisconsin? This isn't LA or Miami or New York, you know, like, what?
Yeah, I do just want to apologize for anyone who happens to be watching this video from Wisconsin. You are kind of catching strays here, but I'm sure it's a lovely place. But yeah, clearly Alyssa is very annoyed by the situation, which, I mean, anyone would be. Now, after posting this video, it ends...
Nobody's catching a stray, okay? I love Wisconsin. But the thing is, you cannot expect in Wisconsin to command the same value from a wedding venue that you would in LA.
Ends up going viral, right? It's on about 5 million views as I'm recording this. And judging by the comment section, everyone else seems to be very confused how this is even possible.
That's
no
right,
signature,
KO.
not responsible.
In
you don't pay for a
Wisconsin.
quote. It's a quote. $26,000. How does a $3K minimum turn into $26,000? No services were
I don't
rendered.
know.
They can't force you to pay anything. I'd block them.
Okay, actually, that's not true. They can force you to pay because she has signed a contract.
Move on. Yeah, obviously I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I'm a lawyer or anything, but Alyssa does mention that she did sign a contract
I'm not a
originally
lawyer
saying
either.
that she would have
I
to
just
pay
pretend to
50%
be
if she
one.
was to cancel. From my point of view, it seems like there is really no way of getting back that $10,000. But obviously that's not the biggest issue here. The biggest issue is that the venue is trying to charge even more money. I mean, obviously losing $10,000 is a very shitty situation, right?
Yeah.
Because they really don't get anything out of it. They just did like a menu testing at this point. But for the venue to try and make the situation even worse by charging even more money, it's just a bit baffling to me. Now, there was also some people that were confused by the situation in the comment section, and Alyssa did make like an update video before she had heard anything back from the venue, or at least before the situation was resolved, which we'll get to in just a second. But in this first update video, Alyssa does go on to mention further that she has paid around $10,000 at this point.
Now we go into the cancellation policy, right? We are 90 to 180 days out from this wedding, right? That means we have to pay 50% of what is owed. Whatever. I totally get that. In my mind, I signed off on that $20,000 first initial contract,
did, but
so I will be paying half of that.
10 G's.
We've already paid almost 10 grand, so we, in that scenario, would only owe a little over $100. The event coordinator is charging us for both that $20,000 and the $26,000 for the food and beverage, combining them and telling us we owe 50% on that. Why am I paying for both of those when my name is only signed on one and not the other? Mind you,
here.
I can even pull up these files for you. The one says contract, the other says proposal. Can we learn the difference between those two?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see a possible way how they could have got away with like charging that extra amount of money if
Here's the thing. They get away with it if you just hand them the money and don't question it. And God, I wonder how many times that has happened.
Alyssa really didn't agree to anything or sign anything based on that new number. You can't just make up a number a few months down the line and be like, oh, now you owe this based on nothing. Now, obviously, as you can imagine, this venue is receiving a bunch of backlash at this point, and it seems like they haven't really like addressed anything publicly. Like this has been covered by mainstream news outlets, and they have tried reaching out to this venue for a comment, and it doesn't seem like they want to say anything. But the main positive thing here is behind this.
How do you not want to say anything? It's like you don't. Do you want your venue's reputation to be ruined? Like that
it does seem like it was somewhat resolved.
So we finally got our last response back from them today. They agreed
it a check
to
for
say, hey, you don't owe
$10,000?
anymore. Let's officially cancel, sign this paper, and we can be on our way. And we said yes. They ended it on a positive note.
A positive
new lady had to step
note?
in, totally
Girl,
fine.
they robbed you.
That's all I could ask for.
Yeah, so as Alyssa mentioned,
it's
it
not-
ended on a
oh,
positive note,
okay.
but she did end up losing $10,000 throughout this whole situation.
It just sucks because, you know, that was a lot of money down the drain for absolutely nothing, and it's...
Yeah, that does suck.
It's just making the wedding planning process
I
not
would
fun
argue
at all, which sucks because this is your one time you get to do it.
predatory
But
doesn't
we're done.
even begin
That's all I
to
could have asked for,
describe
and seems like a great start to my weekend.
And yeah, pretty much
Crazy.
every comment on this video
In my
is
opinion.
talking about this $10,000. So the top comment says, so you let them finesse you out of 10K? There's no way in hell.
already
I would
gave
cry
him
if I
the
lost
money.
10K for a concept of a
how's she
wedding.
gonna get
No,
it
no,
back?
no, this is nuts. I actually think you should get that 10K back. It feels like a scam. I would
That's
get
true.
a lawyer. And
Yeah.
there is also a comment here that says, positive note, but they kept the 10K, LMAO, okay. To which Alyssa actually replied saying, that part was clearly outlined in the contract and I agreed to it. Granted, I didn't think I was going to be cancelling when I signed. My fault on
It
that
also
part.
said in the
and I mean,
contract,
yeah, obviously she
like,
signed the agreement,
what?
right? And we haven't
So
seen
they
the
could put
agreement,
anything
so
in
we
the
don't know what else is
contract?
mentioned. But also, from
As
the
long
way
as
that
you
Alyssa's
sign it, it's
explaining it,
fine?
it does seem like they maybe like misinterpreted how much it would cost. But again, we would really need to see the agreement and know that for a fact. But if it did
I agree, but like just on principle, this sounds so bad, and I don't know how as a business you don't come out and at least say your
really put out
side
the
of
way
it.
that we heard in these videos, and again, these are just accusations, but it seems like they basically try to make Alyssa and her fiance believe that it was going to be a lower price, and then a little bit down the road, obviously the price went up massively. So yeah, even though Alyssa did sign the original agreement, it still seems pretty dodgy. I think the biggest thing that I would want to like look into more is based on this like $3,000 number, right? And how they actually portrayed that it could possibly ever be $3,000. Because if it is a $3,000 minimum, there surely has to be a way that it would have been $3,000. Now, did they give that number before they knew how many guests?
I think the $3,000 minimum was just for the drinks, is what she said, but I'm not sure.
It was going to be, because if they knew it was going to be 70 guests and they still said that it's a minimum of $3,000, I would want to know, like, how could it ever
no
possibly
way it
be
could have been
$3,000 when
for 70
apparently they
people.
worked out the bare minimum and it was like 21K. But yeah, like I mentioned, we obviously haven't seen the agreement, so there's no way for us really.
I don't know. That story made me so mad. So yeah, maybe Alyssa will post updates. I will follow that, but I thought that was insane. And I thought surely this is just an isolated incident, right? But no, I started looking around, and when I show these TikTok videos, I don't like to show old ones. So all of these are new, except for one, because I wanted to find someone talking about a very specific topic. But a lot of people, obviously, who are getting married are younger, and they don't have the money to be spending on these expensive little venues. And I think that it's causing a lot of people to not have a wedding because they simply can't afford it. So these venues are shooting themselves in the foot.
And if you don't understand why I don't want to have a wedding, then you are extremely privileged, and good for you. If you have help from your parents, congratulations, good for you. I don't want to ask anybody for help. I don't want to ask my parents for help. I don't want to ask my boyfriend's parents.
Understandable.
They have worked their entire lives to retire. My parents have a small
Right.
business.
And then you're like, yo,
I
give
don't
me
wanna ask them for
30
money. Like,
grand
that just
for
seems
these
so
for
selfish for me to
drinks
have
at
a
my
fucking
wedding.
party. If you're gonna give me money for a down payment on a house.
Hey, there you
Because the
go.
lowest APR right
Yeah.
now to finance a home is 6%. And that's just a little bit crazy to me.
Yeah.
I envy people who have generational wealth, but I'm never gonna live above my means, put all the money that I've saved towards
Don't we all?
a
I mean,
party.
sure.
It doesn't make sense for me. This is a personal decision that I've made for myself. I don't want a wedding. We'll
Yeah.
probably do something small, like, you know, do a courthouse wedding and then have like a party at a restaurant, which is significantly cheaper
Nothing
than renting
wrong
out
with
a
that
$20,000
either.
venue.
That's
it
totally
just makes me
fine.
mad. Like, why is the wedding industry so predatory? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
disgusting. And
Yeah.
like, I have expensive taste, and I'm not
Absolutely.
gonna throw
She nailed it.
a
just
wedding
like y'all
that's
were
not
saying,
up to
it's
my
predatory.
standards, and so I'm just not gonna have one. Does that make sense to you all? What's not clicking? It really pissed me off that I made a video talking about my personal opinion that I'm doing for myself, and I said I want
And
to.
everyone came after her in the comments for saying she wasn't going to have a wedding because it cost too much.
Ass I hate to say it, but bitches
That's
were in
crazy.
my comments like, LOL, I can do both. Good for you, bitch! Oh my god!
Oh, man.
Do you feel better about yourself now after you've commented that?
No kidding.
On
That's
a complete
crazy.
stranger's video? Do you feel better now? Your
Oh.
wedding is the most important thing to you. Congratulations. But you've like... We should aspire for more. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I agree. That is Daniela, no middle name, on TikTok. I thought that was really funny. But it's very true. I wouldn't want to ask for help for a wedding either, because it's just a party for one night, and you asking someone or some institution to borrow tens of thousands of dollars for that party just doesn't make financial sense. This is the Midnight Milkshake podcast, and I thought she laid it out pretty nice.
Realistically, it's like if you're the one throwing the wedding, it ends up being probably like $200, $300 a guest for like dinner and like whatever, blah, blah.
Yes.
But like,
Okay, 300 a guest. So that venue wasn't that far off.
your guests are actually spending a lot more than that on like a hotel, like their travel, like etc. And I am like, at what point too is it like I'm putting down $250 a plate for your dinner, but like you spent like $900 coming here plus a gift, and it's
Yeah.
like, and you don't even like
Yeah.
care about me that much. Not in like, again, not in like a you don't even care about me, but like you don't care about me that much. That's no hard feeling.
I get what she's saying. Like, you obviously care about the person you're at their wedding, but like if it's not your family, if it's like a friend or something like that, like in 6 months you're not going to be thinking about their relationship, but you might be thinking about the $2,500 it cost you to go to their destination wedding. I don't know. Maybe those memories are worth it. If you got it like that, I don't see why not. KO says, "Oh, poor girl, but you get the hate and the love and everything else." That's right. The hate comes with it. I didn't get a hate comment, but I got a funny comment on that last video. I mentioned we were talking about the vintage heart cake from the stream before, and I was like, "Oh, was that vintage because they're vintage because they sit out all night, right?" And like as a callback to the other time that we were talking about that, but I didn't imagine that I would have to explain that context to people because only like 10 people watch this. And then some person just chimes in and she's like, okay, obviously it's called vintage because of the decorations. Don't be that guy. And I was like, don't be that guy. Jeez. Okay. I appreciate you watching, though, if you're out there, Panda. I forget your whole username, but thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. And I will remember to provide context next time. Because it's hard for me because I'm doing this for like 2 people and then like 2,000 people watch it. And I'm like, you know, it's I forget, you know, to add the context in there. But Meech says, I don't disagree with her. Houses you live in every day, a wedding is one day. 100%. If you're about to give your kid money for a wedding, give them money for a house instead and just do like Becky said. I think Becky's wedding is probably the best wedding in this video. I didn't want to say it, but $300 a guest is about right. Yeah, and that sounds right. It sounds right. But just when you add up, number one, I don't think most people are having like a 200 person wedding. I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong about that. We'll hear from some wedding planners who are going to tell us why we're just being cheap, okay? And that's probably on the lower end these days. Yeah, we're talking like bare minimum, let's get it done wedding, not ice sculpture, champagne tower wedding. Yeah. People have not realized that posting on the internet isn't always going to be on their side, rainbows and puppy dog tails. Yes, that's right. You gotta take the hate with the love, for sure. KO says, oh my god, Panda, calm down, girl. Homes last forever unless the wedding breaks you up. Yeah, dude, like, what if in 3 years you're still paying off the $50,000 wedding debt and that's what breaks you up? Like, what? I don't know, man.
I'm dead. You only came here so you could kill me, and I don't begrudge you that. A lot
and
of
you
times,
spent $900 on your tickets. You could, and like, you know, $1,500 on the gun.
on the gun.
Realistically, it's like if you're the one throwing the wedding, it ends
Hold
up.
on, what? I lost the context there at the end, but I think she brings up a very important point that we don't think about is how much money the guests of the wedding are spending to be a part of your wedding. And now, if it's in town and everybody lives in town, that's great. But if you want to have these destination weddings and then people get mad if you don't come to the wedding, and that's tough, dude. That's so tough. But I don't think it is worth all of your fun money in one day. And that's what this girl's saying right here. She's saying,
I got responsibilities now. Responsibilities? That means I'm not allowed to have fun anymore for the rest of my life.
and it says fun money? No, wedding money. So you're gonna never go out to eat, never go out and do something fun, never go to see a movie for years so you can just pay for a wet for one day? That doesn't make sense. Weddings are fun. They're a great time. I don't know. I haven't had one. Maybe that's why I don't understand. Because I didn't get married and I don't know how fun it is to blow $50,000 on one party. But this person was pricing it out and she got stuck on the photographer. Like the very first thing she went to price out.
Hey y'all, I'm a 2026 bride, and these prices are getting out of hand. Let's talk. So after getting engaged, the hunt was immediately on for a photographer, specifically for our engagement photos. I already had the vision, the style that I wanted to go for, and then I started seeing a whole bunch of ads popping up on my Instagram.
Like her music,
so
dude.
one
That's
caught my eye, and
nice
I
right there.
did a inquiry. She ended up calling me the next day. This is a photographer that is based in Charlotte, North Carolina. I wanted to start off by saying she was very rude and kind of standoffish. She was really like pushy, like trying to get me to book with her immediately after that phone call. Absolutely not. So as we were talking on the phone, she begins to say that the photos are flat out $700. It starts off at $700. The amount was 15 photos.
Okay.
Was absolutely insane. It felt
For 15 photos, $700. Now, that doesn't sound that crazy.
kind of like a scam as she kept going on. So she said that was the baseline, so it could increase at any moment because of what. And then she went on to say that her travel fee was, of course, whatever, $100 added plus. Now, mind you, she's coming from Charlotte to Winston-Salem. I don't think an extra $100
That's not
is
that
worth
far. Yeah.
an hour. It's an hour of gas. It's not $100. So at this point, I'm just letting it see
funny.
how long
That was
this
a
can
funny
go
cut
on.
right there. I like
and
that.
I'm also interested in having a 30-second, like, kind of Instagram kind of reel of save the date,
Sure,
whatever the case
yeah.
is. She began to say that a
Oh.
30-second reel
She heard
video
Instagram and she
was
saw
an extra
dollar sign.
$500. I'm sorry.
$500 to make an Instagram reel, y'all. How much do you charge to make an Instagram reel? We're in the wrong business.
An extra $500 for a 30-second video. And I really thought that I heard her wrong, so I had her repeat that, and she said it would be $500. So now we're looking at $1,200 for 15 photos and a 30-second engagement clip. And that's not all. After we began talking about the pictures again, she said that we would not have the opportunity to pick our own photos, which I thought was beyond crazy. She said that
I'm not going to play her whole story, but I did want to get to that part. She didn't even get to pick which 15 photos they were. That's absolutely nuts to me. What? Wow. KO says, oh my god, I was just saying they only care about the pictures. Yeah. Gotta do it for the gram. That's right, Meech. Yeah, You don't know what it's like to have all the pictures you want for the one day. Meech says it's super fun, but it's also something that is totally unnecessary. Yes, you can get married and just, yeah, that's, oh, where's the one guy who says that? Hold on. He's like, we don't need to do any of this. I like that
somebody
guy.
also said, well, what if I don't have the money to pay for a wedding? What if, my parents don't have money and my future in-laws don't really have money and my credit's not that great and I can't, get a loan? Well, then don't do it. Don't have a wedding. You can go to the courthouse.
Simple. Done.
Get married.
Now you're married.
And then just be married.
Just be married. I love it.
You know that, right? Or just go elope. Like, I was very
I love that guy. You can get married and just be married. Yeah, absolutely you can. That's Smooth Sayer on TikTok. I love him. If you want to check out his video there, I thought that was really funny. You can just be married. KO says the photographer from my brother's 2 weddings was vastly different. Cleveland versus Tunisia. I bet it was. I bet it was. You can make a reel. Yeah, exactly. You can make your own Instagram. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, how are you going to charge $500 to make a reel? I've not looked at my wedding pics that I have on a flash drive. See, we pay all this money for the photos and you don't even look at them. See, I get having one like framed in your house though. Like I've seen that a lot. I get why you would want that. Have a framed photo of your wedding up on the mantle or something. That's kind of cool. Especially your first house. It's kind of a neat thing. But This girl had a great idea of how you make a cheap wedding. Check this out.
I waited all my life for you, and it was worth it. Just like the new L'Oreal Bond Repair Shampoo, perfect for damaged, broken hair. You show me how love is beautiful and strong. Just not as strong as the 2026 Chevy Silverado with V8 power and new Hurricane engines. I'm ready to spend the rest of my life with you. Now that GLP-1 medication is more affordable than ever, weight loss by hers for only $1.99 a month. Ozempic is not for people with type 1 diabetes. Do not share needles. Call 911 if you feel severe stomach pain, itching, rash, or trouble breathing.
That's Luisa Padilla on TikTok. Oh my god, that was so funny. This is see, and she's got the tattoos on the left arm. I feel like on the right arm we had room for another ad on there. You could have had the Chevy Silverado, like. I thought that was good. That's one way to do it, This girl is thinking the same thing I was thinking here.
I just really don't understand. How are people affording weddings? How are people having these crazy, like, $100,000 weddings? I've been to a few weddings in the past few years where I'm like, where did you get this money? Because I'm looking at things now. I just got engaged in September and we're just starting our wedding planning process and everything is outrageous.
Yeah.
Just to feed people, I'm looking at like $250 per person, and that's just to feed people. That is not the venue, the music,
$250.
The photographer, the videographer, the dress, the makeup,
whoa,
my God.
Whoa. She said $250 just to feed people, and that didn't include the venue? Dang, what are you feeding them? I would be having that feeling too. Lord have mercy, your wedding's gonna be $200,000. That's insane. This event planner says you overpaid on the venue.
All right, I'm going to say something that the internet might hate.
This
but
is Blake Events.
So many people are feeling like vendors are
I feel
too
like she's
expensive,
actually on our team.
or
This is
prices are
the planner I actually
because
like.
You have overspent on your venue. and I get it, going into this, you kind of don't know what those breakdowns are, and the things
Yeah.
that you see on the internet, like,
Yeah.
it's all over the place. So here's the reality of what you should be spending. You should not spend any more than 45% of your total all-in budget on your venue, your food, and your bar. 45%. We're seeing so many people calling us when they've already spent 60 to 70% of their budget on these things. And then, of course, everything else is going to feel incredibly expensive because you don't have enough budget left. But if you can keep your
Sure.
venue, your food, and your bar to 45% of
Okay.
your overall budget, you are not going to have to make so many concessions down the line. And all of those other things that you want for your wedding
Yeah,
are
but
not
the
going to
venue's
seem so incredibly expensive
$20,000.
because you're going to have the budget to
So
support
every
what
wedding's
you want.
40 grand minimum? I don't.
All right, I'm going to say something that the
I
internet
don't
might
like
hate.
it. I don't like it, Blake. I don't know. 40 grand seems like a lot of money. Now, this is a wedding planner. She's on TikTok, and she makes these videos, and she is here for all the smoke. She replies to comments. She is all up in there. She's gonna tell us why we're broke bitches and we need to shut up.
Why are weddings literally so expensive?
Wedding planner here. I have an answer for you. Weddings are so expensive because they're very involved and time consuming. That's the answer.
Oh yeah, really? That's why weddings are so expensive, because they're involved in time. Come on, man. Come on now. That attitude is not like a, hey, hire me. She's got her Nicole Arena parties. So she's got her wedding tips account and her event planning business plugged here, and this is the tone of voice she's giving to her potential customers.
I feel like it drives me insane, beyond belief insane, when people kind of constantly malign the industry.
Oh,
Nobody
I'm sorry.
needs
I didn't mean to
have
malign
a
you.
wedding.
Yeah.
You can get
Yeah.
married without
Yeah.
a wedding, right?
Guys, poor people, you don't deserve to have a wedding. You don't need to have a wedding. You can't afford $50,000 just to feed people, and then you still have to pay for the venue and drinks and your dress and everything else on top of that. That's fine. Just don't have one, because weddings are complicated and expensive, and you're too stupid and poor to understand that.
And go to a church or a temple,
Yeah,
or a
you just-
courthouse and have a
and you
lovely
just
little
go to a
ceremony,
courthouse.
and you can invite
That's
your
all.
friends and
It's
family.
the only
and
option.
You can have
$100,000 or
$0
$0. There is nothing in the middle.
Party,
guys. Nothing.
attached to your
Black Magic
marriage,
says, thanks, that's helpful. Stop maligning.
commitment
I will stop
ceremony,
maligning.
mass,
I'm a big maligner
whatever it's
over
gonna
here.
be, then that is an event. So you can say, why are events so expensive? Events are so expensive because
Ma'am, I would understand the line of logic you're going down here, but if you call a place and say, hey, I would like to have a birthday party for my 10-year-old because he will be 10. They're like, oh, okay, cool. You can rent our space for $400. Okay, cool. 3 hours. That's all we need. Okay, cool. We'll see you on Saturday. Meanwhile, you call the same place and you're like, hey, I would like to have a wedding at your venue. I don't need any staff from you. I just need your building for the wedding. Oh, that'll be $40,000 now.
require multiple.
It's not the event. It's the fact that it's a wedding. And that's why I put wedding tax on the thumbnail, because that's what this is.
Vendor teams to execute
Vendor
a
teams
large-scale
to
production.
execute.
That's why.
Damn. You are at a venue that employs professional caterers. So I really don't, this is what they do for a living. So I don't really think we're asking a lot of them. If you walked into a gas station and you were like, I need you to set this whole place up for 100 people, I get them being confused and asking you for a lot of money. But if you already have the venue and you have the caterers and they're right there, why does it cost $50,000? Who's making that money?
Oh my gosh. I
Oh
don't
my
understand
gosh.
what people don't understand.
Sorry, I'm too stupid.
Like, you want
explain it to me.
all of these servers You want florists to come in and build you all this stuff. You want all of these rentals. You want it to look like Instagram and TikTok and everything else.
I don't know
you
if we
want
wanted
it
to. We just need a building with food in it.
You don't
Do you have
understand why it costs a lot of money. It's because businesses are executing your vision. That's why.
Okay.
Because you're maybe going to have 150 to 200 people eating and drinking for several hours, and they require people waiting on them. And there's a cost of living, and servers need to get paid.
Now, I absolutely agree with that part. Servers should be getting paid. And I don't think anyone is signing up for a wedding and they're like, you know what? I don't want the servers to get paid. Zero people are against the servers here. And no one is accusing the servers of taking the money. Because I guarantee the servers are getting $2 an hour and working for tips.
And produce costs money, and flowers cost money.
Produce
so
costs
money.
To me,
it is like...
Really, I think a big thing, though, is you have to pay this girl to sit in her apartment and make condescending phone calls telling you about how broke you are because you didn't spend enough money on this.
Like baffling how everyone understands when prices go up for certain things. The price of everything is more now. And no shade to you at all, because you're not the only one to ask this question. So many people ask this question, and I'm just trying to provide transparency.
I feel better now.
There are labor costs. When I get rentals, there is a fuel surcharge.
I thought everyone worked for free
bill.
for me because it's my special day.
When the cost of gas goes up, that goes
gas
up. That
costs
fee
money?
goes up.
No way. I don't believe you.
If there's a deep freeze and florals,
guys,
like
deep freeze, guys, that's why it's $50,000.
We're affected in another country.
Oh. See, in
the
another
price of the
country,
flowers goes up.
You don't know about that. You don't know about deep
some
freeze in another country.
Floral arch. Then they need more team members to execute that, because we only have a certain amount of hours before your wedding starts. And
how can you even have a wedding without the floral arch? I don't even know what that is or what that means.
You only get your venue for a limited number of hours, or else you're going to get charged by the venue to have additional hours. So they need to bring additional staff members. Like
I need a gray macaque hanging from my flower arch. Can we do that? Can we do a pair of orangutans sitting on either side as well? How much? I mean, we're spending 100 G's here. I think we need to call the zoo up, bring some animal handlers in. We need to have, we need to go all the way. If you're going to tell me I'm dropping this amount of money just to pay the servers, I'm going to need a little bit more flair.
It all makes very mathematical and logical sense to me. And I'm not sure why everyone thinks it doesn't. And no one, I promise you, no one is charging you more because it's a wedding.
She rolled, did you see how she rolled her eyes? No one is charging you more because it's a wedding, I promise you.
Charging you more, possibly, because you require more labor because of the event itself, because of the amount.
I just don't know where you could possibly get the idea that no one's upcharging for a wedding, because that's absolutely what they do. As soon as they hear the word wedding, it's just right away. Like, okay. Here, this is... Hold on a second. This is the table and chair vendor, okay, guys? I wanted to hear...
Couple complained our wedding price was too expensive.
They say, hey, why are you charging so much for labor? It's just tables and chairs. But what they don't understand is that those tables and chairs have to be cleaned, have to be wrapped, have to be, stacked, have to be loaded. And it's a whole process, right? I've gone to the point where I let them know, hey, if it's just tables and chairs, why don't you rent your own truck, bring your own people to come and pick them up from our warehouse? And so at that point, they're like, no, we'll just pay for it. I think a lot of wedding vendors will agree with me that this industry is very low margins, and so with that there's a lot of overhead that needs to be paid, whether it's fixed costs, right, like rent.
Now, it's low margin on his side because he's not on the side where he can just flex and charge a bunch of people extra money, the wedding tax. He's just charging for his costs. And I totally get that. I'm on your team, dude. And like, whatever it costs to bring tables and chairs and set up the tent, I know that's hard work. I've done it before. So I'm totally on his team that he needs to get paid.
Like utilities, payroll, right? And so a lot of clients don't know that. For all we know, they think that we store everything in our backyard, right? And we're not paying overhead.
Couple complain.
No, I don't think we thought that. But Black Magic says, wow, she's something else. I know I say this a lot, but she's super unlikable. I thought so too, and I have a second video from her. Where is it? Oh, okay. So this is the one I was talking about, the cost to be a bridesmaid. This one blew my mind.
I'm a bridesmaid at my friend's wedding, and at first I was really excited, but now I'm realizing she wants me to spend almost $6,000 to be in the wedding. That's the letter we got in today's Dear Danny, so let's get into it. Dear Danny, I'm a bridesmaid at my friend's wedding in 8 months. I'm so excited about it, but the costs are adding up super quickly. She sent us the itinerary for the bachelorette trip in 4 months.
Wow,
the cheapest flight from where I live is $1,200. We're all splitting an Airbnb, which is $900 per person. The activities on the itinerary add up to about $600 per person. He also has a theme for each day that's kind of elaborate, so I need to buy outfits for those. And that's before the bridesmaids' dresses, $1,500. The Airbnb for the wedding weekend, $300, and hair and makeup for the wedding day, $200, and the gift all the bridesmaids are getting for the bride, about $300 per person. All in all, the least I could possibly spend is $5,000, and realistically, it'll be more like $6,000. I'm just not in a position to spend that kind of money. What do I do? She made it pretty clear that this is all expected of bridesmaids, and I feel bad telling her I can't afford it. First of all, this needs to be said on the internet.
Whoa.
You should never put yourself in a position of financial strain or financial hardship to be a bridesmaid in a wedding. Everyone is in a different...
Hold on. But she's got a group of women all paying, I assume, a group of people all paying $6,000 a piece just to be part of her wedding?
Financial position, and if the bride didn't ask her bridesmaids, hey, about how much are you able to spend on the wedding as a whole, that's on her. It's not your fault. And you certainly should not be expected to spend $6,000 if that's not in your budget. If you tell your friend that you simply can't afford to be a part of every activity as a bridesmaid, and she's really your friend, she's going to be a little sad, but completely understand and support you. Because anyone who's a true friend doesn't want to put you in a bad financial position just to celebrate them. So I would give her a call, or even write a text if you feel more comfortable, and just say, I love you, I'm so excited about your wedding. Unfortunately, I've been adding up the costs, and some of this is out of my budget. And then propose a solution. Maybe you need to skip the bachelorette trip. That's out of line at all. Above all, if your friend cannot respect your financial situation, she is not being a good friend to you. No one's wedding is more important than your financial security. It's just not. What do you think? Comment.
Yeah, or your own financial security. The wedding is not worth your own financial security either. But yeah, I mean, just going to these weddings costs an insane.
This one's $350 a night for the wedding.
That seems excessive for a twin bed.
$350 a night is like not that crazy for a hotel room.
That is insane, dude. Hotel rooms are like $150.
What?
Yeah.
What world are you living in?
In 2000.
Like high class.
You're in like you're in like 2014.
Oh, 2014.
In this economy,
I don't know.
$350 a night is crazy work.
You're not gonna find a hotel next to the venue for $150 a night.
Okay, what do you get with it? What kind of?
You're gonna take an Uber for an hour and a half to get to your $150 a night hotel. That's the kind of the reality of it, though. Once you say you're in, dude. This person says all you gotta do, you guys. This is. I'm not even gonna ruin it. This is a wedding planner, okay? This is a wedding planner saying this.
Don't pay for your wedding in cash. If you have money saved up for your wedding, that's awesome. You're in a great position. Put that in a high yield savings account. Go to your bank, look at your personal credit card and the personal limit on that credit card. Let's say it's $10,000. Open up a new credit card with that same bank Get a credit card that has 0% interest for 12, 18, 24 months in some situations. Whatever credit they give you.
Okay, all right, hold on. She's going really fast here with these these amazing financial decisions. Okay, so number one, put all of your cash that you have to spend on a wedding in a high yield savings account. And then you need to take out 2 credit cards at $10,000 a piece. Because your high yield savings account earning 1.75% interest is really going to offset your 2 credit cards.
When they open up that new credit card, you can move available credit from your old credit card.
Oh, you just move your available credit from your old card to the new
limit. You can move $10,000.
Okay, yeah. Wow.
Old card.
That's all we have to do.
Card,
please don't do this. Whoever's listening, please don't do this.
0%.
Don't do this.
18 or 24 months. Wait until you are.
You're not going to pay it off in 24 months, though.
Everything on that card.
If you can pay it off in 24 months, save the money for 24 months and then get married.
For the purchases that you made, it's going to extend warranties and be there in the unlikely event of some sort of disagreement.
Now, putting a service on a credit card in order to have the ability to do a chargeback if the person hoses you or something, I totally understand that aspect of it, but her saying go into debt for your wedding, I really don't like that. That's not a great way to start a new relationship.
Money on your money by keeping your cash in high yield interest account. Every month, look at the balance on that credit card and
whatever. Okay. That's absolutely insane. But here's our favorite wedding planner one more time.
Shouldn't cost a year's salary to throw a party for one night. And if
it shouldn't cost an entire year's salary to throw a party for one night, this comment says. And she says, why weddings cost a lot of money? It's the guest count, experience, hours, and location. Okay.
Shouldn't cost a year's salary to throw a party for one night. And if you're throwing a party for 300 people that lasts 7 hours.
300 people.
Where you are giving them
300 people
nonstop alcohol, top shelf,
900 person wedding, top
and
shelf booze,
a plated dinner, a dessert, appetizers.
Hold on a second. My dinner comes on a plate? Give me the paper plated dinner, please.
An entertainment experience, whether that be band or a DJ. You're decorating it. Sometimes you're shuttling them there. You're providing the transportation.
Honestly, she sounds like she hates weddings. Like, I don't know. It seems like she doesn't want to be in this business. Also, I just noticed... I just noticed the account that she is replying to.
How much do you think that costs? It's a numbers game.
Yeah, fart hand.
There are fixed costs,
how much do
and
you
there
think
are
that
variable
costs?
If you want to control the cost of your wedding, control your guest count. Now, I realize that's very difficult for some people because they have large families, and depending on who is paying for the wedding, oftentimes many people are paying for the wedding. That's what it is, guys.
Weddings are expensive because
those contributors
you
have
know
lots
too many
of
people.
Opinions on who gets to be invited.
No one's having a 300-person wedding. Like KO said, 140 people. The other girl said 70 people. I mean, Lord have mercy. A 300-person wedding, I think, is just hyperbole at this point. How much for the food over the sink on a paper towel? See, that's the kind of budget I'd be on. Yeah, absolutely.
And sometimes, if you are accepting money from your family members, like your parents, they are going to want to invite all of your cousins, even if you don't see them, and all of their work friends, even if you don't know them.
Why would you not invite your cousins to your wedding? What are you talking about?
Because of that.
Even if you don't see them. Like, why does she hate my hypothetical cousins? I would invite my cousins to my wedding. Are you kidding me? Like, what is... This lady says, okay, it's totally reasonable to spend a year's salary on a wedding, don't bring your cousin to it, and then you'll be able to afford it.
Weddings can cost a lot of money because it is a large number of guests a lot of times. And
then also you have to pay a wedding coordinator like her $10,000 to set the whole thing up, and then also call you poor the whole time.
You are entertaining them and feeding them.
Yeah.
For several hours.
Yeah, sure.
If you wanted
how
to have a
food
wedding
works. It costs
in
money
your
by the
personal
hour.
backyard
The
food
30 costs
people,
money if it's over a
feed
longer
them
period of time.
Pizza, that's not going to cost as much. And everybody is welcome to do that. No one is telling you.
Bro, so you have to have pizza at your wedding if you... If a year's salary is too much, just have pizza at your wedding. There's no in between.
Not to do that. You can get married and have a pizza party.
Sure. Pizza parties.
But if you
by
want to have
Nicole
a large
Arena.
scale event and you want to have a high-end event, I'm not saying you do, I'm saying the community, then it costs what it costs to hire
I do like her
professionals
glasses,
in
though.
order to execute that for you. Shouldn't cost a year's salary to throw a party for one night. And if
man, a year's salary is absolutely insane way to put it, but that's true. The median salary in the United States is like $44,000, and the weddings are costing more than that. And they're telling us all we have to do is get out a credit card. But this girl, okay, I wanted to find one person who actually broke down the whole thing and didn't spend $1 bajillion. So she set a $10,000 budget and kept to it.
I got married in May of 2025 for $10,000, so let's talk about it. Over the last couple months, we've completely dissected my entire wedding. While I've shared the how of everything, I wanted to break down all the individual costs of that $10,000 budget. So let's get into it. As always,
We're not going to hear the whole thing. I just want to hear the big
for
ones.
me, I just graduated college. I was paying for it all on my own, and it just didn't make sense paying like the down payment of our
200
home on
people,
just
by
one
the way.
day.
This
I
is
don't
a
be like the close to this series,
200
but I also want to be able to like go
wedding.
through and answer all your guys' questions that you have. So make sure you comment on this post.
This is
Literally
Rachel
any question
Miller
you have about wedding budgeting, and then I'll
with
make a
3
couple more
Rs
videos
on
just like to
TikTok.
close out this series.
She's
So
like
my
a pirate.
$10,000 budget
Miller.
explained.
Yeah.
Our venue was $2,500. We had it the day before
had a
for
wedding
rehearsal. It was indoor, outdoor venue. It was literally so gorgeous, so stunning. It had getting
That's
ready
awesome.
suites,
Venue
linens,
$2,500 is
tables,
crazy
all the
cheap.
things.
That's
Our
awesome.
catering and
That's
cake
awesome.
was $2,700, which was literally the best deal I could find. The food was
$2,700 for catering and cake for 200 people? Is it? I don't know. Maybe there might have been a crime involved.
absolutely incredible, and people never shut up about it. Our wedding photographer and videographer was $1,990
Okay,
for both
that's
of
good.
them for 4
That's
hours.
a good price.
All of our florals, including my bouquet, my 8 bridesmaids bouquets, the
No
groom's
way.
boutonnieres, all the
300?
groomsmen boutonnieres, the flowers for the moms,
What?
the flowers for
I
the
don't
table
know how that's
decor,
even
the
possible.
flowers
There's
for the
no
pedal
fucking
toss,
way.
the flower girls flowers. All of that came
There's
out to
no way.
$300. My DJ was absolutely incredible. The venue
She
that I
just
chose
made
didn't have
me
a sound
swear.
system, so it was kind of hard to find.
There's no way
a
she
DJ
got
that
the
had, like, a full
flowers
sound
for
system and the
$300
lights
bucks.
and everything for dancing. But I found him. He was amazing, and it was $700. My dress
Okay, DJ for $700. We know who she hired.
was $602 on sale, and my veil was $12 on clearance. So together, it was $614.
Nice. Okay.
We had an open bar with no hard alcohol, just
What?
wine, seltzers, beer.
Open bar, $410. Oh, okay. So you just wait. Like, so everyone paid for their own booze, and you're just paying the bartender.
For all the
Okay.
things, but it was open all night, and that was $310. That we didn't have to have a licensed bartender, but I did pay this girl that I play volleyball with $100 just to be there that night, pour wine, friendly face, and everything. So that was $410 altogether. Cost combined for my invite suite with postal and everything came out to be $261.
Okay.
We also used a lot
That's
of the supplies
reasonable.
that I bought for that, like for programs, the stickers, and all that stuff. You can see my other video, but that was $261. Cost of hair and makeup was $150 because all I did was
Again, like, this is not even like at $150 for hair and makeup for everyone. I mean,
my hair
there's
done.
no way.
I did my own makeup, and then My bridesmaids just all did their hair and makeup, and they were so stunning.
Oh, okay. Everyone did
their
own.
dresses
Okay.
were $25, and the older ones was $30. So altogether, it was $80 for the flower girl dresses. Designed my own guest book, so printing it cost $43. All of the aisle decor and the table decor that I DIY'd.
Oh,
the cost
she
of
really
supplies
got
and stuff, that
everything.
ended up
$30.
$30
Okay.
to $40.
All
My
right.
welcome sign that was absolutely stunning cost me $11. So basically, all of that ended up being around $9,800.
Dude. Okay. Wow. Absolutely insane value right there for a 200-person wedding. So if you need some more tips about how to get a cheap wedding, check out Rachel Miller, add 2 extra R's on TikTok, because man, that is the thriftiest wedding I've heard. And she didn't cheap out on stuff. She didn't tell her cousin that they couldn't come. She had 200 people there for less than 10 grand, dude. That's amazing. So it is possible. But don't go to that one place that the first lady, Alyssa, was talking about, because that's nuts, dude. $10,000 cancellation fee is something else. And then to ask for an additional 7 on top of that, it's predatory. But hey, if you have a crazy wedding story and you're watching this on the replay, please leave it in the comments. Let me know what you thought. Hit that subscribe button. I appreciate y'all for hanging out. And I hope you have a great week. Tell your family that you love them. And I will catch y'all again on Friday for the extras. Peace.